Somebody tweeted Fox News. The guy we supported is a racist? Again? Not again.
Were you following your Twitter feed?
We stepped on that rake again. Yes, I'm a Twitter queen now. Woo!
Twitter queen.
Well,
you can't spell Twitter without twit.
Right. I went a little Twitter frenzy last night, Jim.
Drunken.
Woo! Drunken Twitter frenzy.
Have you double-checked to see what you actually tweeted?
Yeah, you know that. I woke up this morning like, oh boy. I think it turned out. I think it all turned out all good.
That's when you wake up the next morning and you check your outgoing calls on your phone.
This is why I don't tweet.
Oh no, I didn't. I couldn't have. I
did.
Oh dear. Jim, you are in rare form this morning. I'm also reading that on the Twitterverse. So we will play an edition from Mother Jones of Who Said It, which Bundy, Cliven, Al, Ted, or McGeorge.
Ooh.
Bundy, who was the...
McGeorge?
McGeorge Bundy was the National Security Advisor for Kennedy and Johnson.
Okay.
See, I would have just stuck with Al Bundy from the Fox show, you know.
Yeah.
Marriage with Children.
Right. Ted Bundy, noted serial killer.
Yeah.
Or Cliven Bundy, noted racist. And cement hater. Okay, we'll just start with one. Now, son, you've got two choices. You can get out or you can get the hell out. Who said that?
Al Bundy.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Wow.
You have 100% so far in the Mother Jones
barely
quiz.
watched that show.
All right. So the news just gets better and better if you're, us this morning. So we will talk to sexy liberal John Fugelsang in just a bit. In the meantime, our good friend Michael Tomasky joins us. Good morning, Michael.
Hey there.
How about it's just an awkward day for the folks at Fox News, isn't it?
Well, I watched Sean Hannity last night.
He turned, it's the Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude tour, right.
So I guess when even Sean Hannity says that what you said was, deplorably racist, I guess it was deplorably racist.
Oh
was he sitting on a cement porch when he said it?
Oh, Michael, it just got unbelievable, right? He just went on one radio show and TV show after another to further clarify his comments. Yeah. I mean, but we were saying it's like it really is a theme. It's just we tweeted that thing. Pick your heroes better. Duck Dynasty guy George Zimmerman. And it's a shock when these people turn out to be racist and homophobic. I mean, come on.
Oh, it's all just a coincidence, Stephanie. Don't get carried. Come on, don't get carried away here. It's all just a coincidence. Like it's a coincidence that all the lower level party and political officials who tweet jokes about a watermelon patch in the White House happen to be Republican. It's just a coincidence.
Right. How dare you, sir, imply elements of the Republican Party are racist? Why? So your piece, meanwhile, back in the election cycle, Obamacare tactics in red state races. Some interesting stuff. And you and I talk about this all the time. We get these, these memes from the mainstream media, right? That Democrats are doomed in 2014. Obamacare is is political death spiral. Blah blah blah. So you were focusing in this piece on in Kansas and Georgia, Democrats running for governor are closer than expected. And tell us what the GOP's doing about that.
Yeah, well, it's a really interesting situation. So as your listeners know, pressure is, Obamacare is turning a little bit of a corner, and pressure is growing in states, even in some red states, for governors to start considering taking this Medicaid money. So here we have Georgia and Kansas. Don't get much redder than that.
Right.
Republican governors and Republican state legislatures. Now, under the ACA, it's up to a state to determine the process by which it accepts the Medicaid money. In some states, the legislature is involved by law. In other states, it's just up to the governor. States decided that on their own. Kansas and Georgia are two states that said, we'll just leave it up to the governor. It's the governor's call. No legislative involvement. So that was all fine, and until now, the Republican governors, Nathan Deal in Georgia and Sam Brown back in Kansas, face re-election this year. And lo and behold, the polls are a little bit closer than people expected them to be.
Well, and can I take a moment to say how badly I want Jimmy Carter's grandson to beat Nathan Deal in Georgia, who just passed this horrific gun law, in addition to not expanding Medicaid. I mean, seriously, how many people will die?
Carter voted for that gun law,
Oh, hey, but I mean, it's this Medicaid stuff that you're talking about. It really is that is not hyperbole to say there are a lot of people that are going to die because they didn't, take the Medicaid expansion, right?
That's absolutely right. It's not hyperbole at all. So anyway, the Republicans in the state legislatures in these two states looked at these polls and thought, we could have a Democrat governor pretty soon. So they changed the law, and they said it now is up to the legislature, not the governor, and no future governor of either of these states can, by him or herself, take the Medicaid money.
Right. And as you say, I mean, 600,000 Georgians would benefit from that. I mean, these are not small numbers.
No, it's a huge number, and it's obviously not as big a number in Kansas. It's around 80,000, but still, It's a similar percentage of the population, and we're talking about a lot of people. And the situation in Georgia is really bad, where 4 rural hospitals serving poor people have closed. Now, Republicans would say, that's all Obamacare's fault because Obamacare cuts the funding for these hospitals. Well, that's true, but here's the asterisk. The funding was cut for some of these services to indigent populations on the assumption that states would, of course, accept this Medicaid money, and that therefore these poor populations, people in these populations, would get to sign up for health care coverage. So the plan under the ACA was, we've got to save some money somewhere, so we'll cut this money here, but we'll give the money back to them in this other form so that people can sign up for insurance. By the way, a private free market plan, right? I mean, they're not signing up for, Kenya socialist insurance. They're signing up with Aetna or whatever it is.
Right.
And so, because a state doesn't accept the Medicaid money, and yet those cuts still kick in, poor people are even more poorly served, and 4 rural hospitals in Georgia have closed.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you say, we'll see how this plays out. You say Carter says he's going to make this skeezy law and the Medicaid question generally an issue. The Georgia law has sparked large protests, and arrests might end up being the most important issue in the campaign. But to his benefit, in Kansas, as you say, Davis, the guy running against Brownback, supports Medicaid expansion. According to a recent poll, so do 55% of Kansans. Just 39% opposed taking the money. You say maybe there's not as much the matter with Kansas as we thought.
Well,
a nice touch, sir.
At least on this point, I mean, I think it's very. I was really surprised and delighted to see that poll. 55% of Kansans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but to go through all this, as you say, to take health care away from nearly 700,000 people, it's just beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really something. But, pressure is going to grow, I think, in some of these states. Now, I did see a poll this morning from Virginia that showed a majority is against taking the Medicaid money, and that was pretty dispiriting. But I just don't think that that's the case in a lot of these states. And
yeah.
I mean, you can see that Charlie Crist is still ahead of Rick Scott in Florida. The big issue there is Crist says take the money, and Scott says don't.
Yep, exactly. Michael, great stuff as always. Happy Friday.
Yeah, you too.
Happy Clive and Bundy Day, media training day.
Don't press send until the morning.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right. Thank you, Michael. Talk to you next week.
Hooray.
There we go. Michael Kamesi. All right, let's go back to a quick, which Bundy said it, Clive and Al, Ted.
All right.
Or McGeorge Bundy, who was the National Security Advisor. It doesn't matter.
Under Nixon and...
Right.
No, under Kennedy and
Kennedy
Johnson.
and Johnson.
Right,
Okay.
right, exactly. Okay, Jim is already at 100%.
Wow.
There are a lot of kids playing in the streets around this country today who are going to be dead tomorrow and the next day and the next day and month because other young people are reading the kinds of things and seeing the kinds of things that are available in the media today. Who said that?
Clive and Bundy.
No, that was Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. I was
Ted
Ted
Bundy.
Yeah.
Everyone's
okay.
a media critic, even serial killers.
Wow.
When did Ted Bundy have a chance to talk?
If people come to monkey with what's mine, I'll call the county sheriff. If that don't work, I'll gather my friends and kids and we'll try to stop it.
I reckon that's McGeorge Bundy.
No,
Cliven.
that was Clive and Bundy. Yeah. Okay. Who said I welcome death?
Wow.
Ted.
No, Al Bundy from.
Ah, right. That makes sense.
Who said if your mother-in-law has only one eye and it's in the middle of her forehead, you want her in the living room all the time?
McGeorge.
Rod Serling.
that was McGeorge Bundy. That's a little weird. It was something related to what LBJ told him about the Vietnam War.
Oh, well, okay.
Right.
He may have been on acid at the time.
It's weird.
Okay, it was the 60s, you know.
Sue in Rockville, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Sue. Hello, Sue. Oh, what'd I do? Did I do it wrong?
I think you did it wrong.
I believe I did. No, I did not.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Forrest in North Carolina. Hey, Forrest.
Hey, I just have a comment on why Hannity devoted so much time to Bundy.
Why is
That's
that?
the only demographic that still listens to him and believes him.
Right.
The 67-year-old racist white male who hates government in principle and depends on it financially.
That's his demographic. Everyone needs a niche.
Run, Forrest, run!
No, I'm sure he hasn't heard that before.
That's probably why he will never run for anything in Carolina. Because everyone will yell that at rallies and think they're hilarious.
I believe he had to pee.
Arvid in Wisconsin. Hey, Arvid.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Now, I'm just wondering. It's not. Don't mistake it for what I believe.
You're just wondering. Uh-huh.
I'm just wondering that why Clive and Bundy is so concerned about the cement people in Las Vegas. Could it possibly be because he's deflecting problems that he has on the ranch away from himself? Just having a little problem with his cattle out there and doesn't want to about it. He's going to point the finger at some other.
Yeah. Sorry, bad phone. Bad phone. Bad phone. Ooh. Hot mic, bad phone.
New Jersey, cement's used for getting rid of people
Cement.
who get
Cement.
nosy.
Sitting on the cement porch. Okay. They ain't got no cement ponds. That's the problem.
I got a lot of cement ponds in Nevada.
Yeah.
All right.
There's hardly any point to being in Nevada without
Cement
cement ponds.
pond.
18 minutes after the hour. Kids, it is finally here. Yahoo! Tomorrow night.
Me and the wife are fired up and ready to go.
Right?
You betcha we are. Getting fired up for Chicago's sexy little room.
Tomorrow.
Waiting patiently for my meet and grope.
Oh, yeah.
VIP meet and grope ticket. With John Fugelsang, Carlos and Stephanie. There's Jim and Chris. Oh my God, I love Jim and Chris. Oh my God. I look to my left, I look to my right. No douchebags in sight. Uh-oh. Kate, where are your pants? Here we go again. Put your pants back on.
Oops, I lost my pants.
That's Steph, she's a cutie.
Thank you.
She's totes adorbs. She does have a nice booty.
Oh, thank you.
Check it out for yourself, sexy liberals, this Saturday in Chicago.
Oh, my God. In Chicago.
Exactly.
Chicago.
Go to Sexy Liberal Facebook, sexyliberal.com. Do it. Get those last tickets 19 minutes after the hour. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show. It is.
Sitting on the cement porch.
Yeah. 24 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEP-12, the phone number. There she is. Sue in Rockville, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Sue.
Hi there. I'm sorry about before. I think, Stephanie, because you're tweeting now, there's a disturbance in the force.
Right, exactly. Follow me, SM Show.
At SM Show.
Yeah.
I already follow you.
Thank
but
you.
I've been communicating with the people who actually use that tweet. And we can talk to each other. Listen, all week long we've been inventing new diseases to fit what goes on at Fox. We have chirinitis, which is when, they keep misspelling and writing the wrong things on the chiron, and they just get infected with that. And for Jim, we have periodontal disease. When you're just a jerk if you don't do what she says or act the way she wants.
Right.
Then the whole staff at Fox suffers from pablum, which is with a P and a B for lead because there's clearly being lead poisoned.
Right.
But finally, I realized that the whole overreaching disease is foxnesia.
Very good. You prepared skits for today, and we appreciate it.
Yes, Stephanie?
Yes.
One other thing, as far as the murderer in Kansas, you got to understand, okay, yes, it was a prostitute. Yes, it was black. Yes, that person was a man, but he wasn't a Jew.
That's right.
Well,
that's true.
That's true.
That's true. All right. Thank you.
There's that.
All right. Sue refers to the other racist we're talking about today, the alleged murder. Do I have to still say alleged? I guess so.
Yeah.
The shooter in
Because he hasn't been
the
convicted.
Jewish Center, the white that white supremacist guy, not Cliven Bundy.
Right.
He was, as it turned out, picked up with a black male prostitute
In the 80s.
In the 80s, as you were. Okay.
Eddie Murphy learned.
This was before Eddie. This was before
Yes,
Eddie
I know.
Murphy. Yeah.
Could have been a shakedown, breakdown, but he got busted. Is my point.
But it wasn't at the corner of Santa Monica.
Well, was there a banana in his tailpipe?
Okay. Chuck in Missouri, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
I kind of enjoy your show. I'm a conservative, but I do find myself watching it.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you kind of enjoying it. I think that's, under the circumstances, that is good.
What I don't like is it seems like anybody south of New York or L.A.,
South,
you guys treat as hillbillies. You do that fake Southern accent, and it's kind of degrading.
I was imitating Cliven Bundy.
Only the hillbillies.
Your audience.
I was imitating Cliven
I
Bundy.
know you guys think that's funny because you crack up.
Chuck, have you heard Cliven Bundy?
Yeah, I have, and he's definitely a hillbilly.
Oh, great, and that's what we're making fun of. We're making fun of his direct accent.
No, but you do that with anybody from the South, it seems like, and that disagrees with
No.
Chuck, I'm from the South, and I'm from the South, and I don't have a stick up my butt about it.
Well, you do that banjo thing from Deliverance.
Yeah.
You think that's real cute too. And
Sure.
Well, only when it's a racist hillbilly. When it's a racist hillbilly. I mean, Jim Ward is a...
I love you,
I love you
but
too.
if you're a sexy liberal, I'm glad I'm a conservative.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. And scene.
And that's all you got, Chuck?
And scene. All right.
That's all he's butthurt about?
Okay. All right. I'm ugly and Jim's a bad impressionist. Okay. You got us. Okay, Jim just... He's an Emmy Award-winning voice guy. He's doing Cliven Bundy because that's what Cliven Bundy sounds like.
I make fun of people from all over the world.
Thank you.
So it's not just the southern
including North
states.
Korea.
By the way, there's not much south of L.A. What are you making fun of
South of
people
LA
with
is-
San Diego accents?
Surf's up, dude. Some fish talking.
All right, let's review. This is actually Cliven Bundy.
They abort their young children. They put their young men in jail because they never learned how to pick cotton.
Right. All right. So when Jim does Cliven Bundy,
They never had to pick cotton because they're sitting on the cement porch.
right.
I just made fun of everyone in the South.
He calls it cement rather than cement.
Right.
So
Yes, he actually pronounces it that way.
cement.
Just saying. Okay. Jim, you doing impressions sounding exactly like the way the people sound that you're doing impressions of.
How dare you?
Racist.
That's
something.
racist. Against hillbillies. Against racist hillbillies.
Right.
All right. 29 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Boy, you are
It is
Keith.
the Stephanie Miller Show.
You think
Welcome
Mick was
to it.
saying, "What's up? What's that?"
1-2.
Tony
1-2.
Great. Good. That was important. Tony in L.A., you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
Good. Go ahead.
Good. I was just calling to say, first of all, for all these people talking about the South and all, as far as black people are concerned, everything below the Canadian border is the South, because you can find racism anywhere. So, you know, they need to get over that.
Yeah.
Number two, as far as the Bundy guy and his little escapade, you got to look at that. That's a power trip right there. That's what all that was about, if you really think about it. And the fact of the matter, I know it's a Jewish lady that called earlier, but I really like her too. You know, when you look at the numbers, I think more black people been killed than Jewish people by the Klan. So, you know, he still hates black folks. He's just got some kind of twisted.
I don't know that we need to get into a matchy thing where who was killed more.
Pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand, but you know they really killed and victimized black people more than anybody.
Sure.
So,
But you know, it's like
then
that's the
next
thing. It's like hate is hate is hate. I mean, all of these stories, right?
It is. And then the next thing, the final thing, for all these the Bundy the dude too, is, you know, without 356 years of free labor and slavery, where would this country be? We got a financial jump.
Slave labor built the Capitol building.
World, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the White House.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay. So come on, people. You know, don't talk about you know, what the contributions of black people have been.
Right. According to Cliven Bundy, you're very good with the cement. Is what his point was.
God.
Yeah.
That is a fool right there. That's all you can say. He's so stupid. But the thing is, like somebody said earlier, how many people really, truly, believe that stuff? It's insane. I mean, if black people left this country with everything we've contributed to it, it wouldn't be much left. Because there are things that you use every day that you didn't even know. Did you know a black man has 3 of the 9 patents from IBM that create your laptop?
Yeah, wow.
I mean, if I started, I could go on and on, but there are things every day. If we took everything that we've invented, as well as that 366 years of free labor, there would not be very much left.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Don't think a black person.
Don't you threaten me.
Okay.
Don't you threaten me, Missy.
Oh, no, you're my girl.
I love you.
You all right.
That's right. This is the only place John Roberts' racism is over. It's when Tony and I talk. Because it's an interracial love story.
There you go.
Tony, you're awesome. I love you.
I love you, Tony.
Thanks.
All right. You know what else I love? I have to hear the Clive and Bundy on CNN.
Oh, yeah.
Might be my personal favorite, Bill Weir and Clive and Bundy.
Here's where the irony really gets thick, is that you are writing off a whole class of people, African Americans, as sort of dangerously dependent because they get government assistance. At the same time, you're grazing your cows on public land for free. So how are you not sort of a welfare queen in a cowboy hat?
Well, I might be a welfare queen, but I'll tell you, I'm producing something for America and using a resource that nobody else can use, would use or could use, and I'm putting red meat on your table, and maybe I'm not doing enough, but I'm trying.
Hey, I love a burger. I love a good filet, but there are 16,000 other ranchers in Nevada who pay grazing fees. Aren't you mooching off of them?
Well, I'll tell you, there's 16,000 people not very happy, and there's 16,000 people have signed contracts with the United States government. They should be thinking about sovereignty of the state of Nevada and signing contracts with their county government, not the United States. I can tell them that much.
Yeah. Tell you that right now. That's the only solution there. I tell you what, Nevada needs to go to war with the United States. I think that sounds like a good idea. Wow.
You're kind of outnumbered.
Wow. That was spectacular. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, by the way, I made the analogy of if somebody, because I have avocados that I don't, and yes, I can't use all of them, but that doesn't mean that y'all can come in my yard take my avocados, because he's like, nobody's using it. It's like, it's not yours. You don't just go, well, you ain't doing nothing with it.
They're casting aspersions on your asparagus.
Well, the Bureau of Land Management manages the land, and so they need to be paid for that land management.
Right. I was looking at all these misstatements. Hannity said that. The land's not being used. It's not like they want to build a school, a road, or a hospital on it. How federal land is used is determined by federal law. A citizen is not going to decide for himself whether the land should remain vacant or grazed or whether something should be built on it. It's not yours, is the point. This is my other way of hand. I had to skip down to because this one I love. Blah, 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 blah. Hannity said, what's wrong with Bundy's cow simply cutting the grass for free? A trespass is not forgiven simply because the trespasser believes he's performing a service for the owner. Again, it's like someone breaking into my yard and going, that looked bad. I'm changing the color on the side of your house. Like, what? No. Jeff in Kentucky, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Jeff.
Hey. Why can't the government, the IRS, whoever, just seize his bank accounts or all of his family's bank accounts, credit cards, whatever? He may not recognize the U.S. government, but I'm sure he's spending U.S. federal notes.
Yeah. Well, like the IRS would seize accounts and stuff like that. Oh,
right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what people don't get. That's all they were doing. It's like anything else when you don't pay a debt. This has gone on for years and years and years. And as you were saying, they've won court case after court case. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Meanwhile, by the way, what's the matter? I was just saying we should probably, because this is all fun and good and everything, but World War III.
Yeah.
Russia has started military drills in response to, we were just doing exercises. We were just doing hot yoga.
Calisthenics.
In Poland and a few other countries.
Mm-hmm.
A little spinning, just light stretching. Now Russia
No
has,
Bikram yoga.
No. Now Russia started military drills near the border with Ukraine on Thursday in response to operations by Ukrainian forces against pro-Russian separatists as NATO exercises.
Yeah.
Again, just like stretching in Eastern Europe. So let's see. The president.
This is a matter of days and not weeks. Assuming that they do not follow through, we will follow through on what we said, which is there will be additional consequences on the Russians.
Meaning sanctions, the president...
I understand that additional sanctions may not change Mr. Putin's calculus. That's possible.
All of that doesn't matter, Jim, because we're about to be hit by an iceberg 6 times the size of Manhattan. Did I tell you that climate change could be... global warming could be the biggest problem before World War III, before, Clive Bundy tries to overthrow the United States government? Scientists are monitoring an iceberg roughly 6 times the size of Manhattan. Yikes. Iceberg dead ahead. One of the largest now in existence that broke off from an Antarctic glacier and is heading into the open ocean. Scientists especially interested in this iceberg not only because of its size, because it originated in an unexpected location. Again, couldn't Sarah Palin have given us a heads up?
Yeah.
She obviously could see Putin's giant head. She couldn't tell us this.
Antarctica is the south.
Yeah, that's on
southern
the other end of
sorry.
the globe.
One scientist said it's like a large sheet cake floating through the Southern Ocean.
Like a sheet cake from Kroger?
Hopefully Hanson's. They're yummy.
What?
Hanson's is the really good cake place here. I know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can only afford Ralph's.
CNN is probably hoping it'll hit parts of the plane and then they can,
Yeah.
More importantly, we are about to have a have you heard this? It's a apocalypse with zombie beavers.
Zombie beavers?
Beaver lips.
Zombievers is the name. It's a Tribeca Film Festival. It's all the rage.
Ooh,
it's a film about killer zombie beavers hunting sexy co-eds.
Nice.
Right. Sam, a douchey guy played by Hutch Dano, that's his real name,
Dano?
is about to have sex with his girlfriend's BFF on top of the bathroom sink. The two have stripped down to their skivvies and are about to go there when all of a sudden a killer zombie beaver bursts through the bathroom floor and bites the guys off. What's not awesome about a beaver apocalypse? A zombie beaver apocalypse, pardon me.
That's odd.
I think I'll miss that.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill in Albany, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Stephanie. You and I both grew up here in upstate New York.
Yep.
Okay, I still live here. And you know darn well if you go outside of Syracuse or outside of Albany, more than 20, 30 miles, and sit in a bar or a coffee shop, you're going to hear Clive and Bundy. And that's what you're going to hear, because that's what is here. They are mainstream Republicans. They just don't say it out loud stuff.
Yeah. Well,
They really don't. I listened to an EMT in a local city say that he thinks that all the people in downtown of this city, they just sit on their ass and do nothing. This is what I hear all the time. I live 25 miles outside of the city.
Yeah, Bill, I was saying...
Go to a bar, it's awful.
Yeah, I was saying that, I'm trying to imagine what he sounds like behind closed doors. Yeah. If this is what he thinks is okay on CNN.
You don't need to have a southern accent to be a redneck.
Yeah.
Oh, and Steph, I get my first role in local theater as a gay man tonight, so give me
Hooray. Wait a minute, you're a gay man in musical theater?
No, I'm straight and playing a gay man.
Oh, well, good for you. Nicely done,
What role
sir.
are you playing in what play?
Well, I'm playing in a play. It's a stage reading of a local production by Joe Starzik, who's one of the great up-and-coming playwrights, and it's called it's called A Fine Night for Murder.
Oh,
and my wife plays a woman who kills her husband.
Okay.
Wow. Waiting for Guffman. This is awesome.
Yes,
a combination of Waiting for Guffman and Death Trap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Really good luck.
I just hate you,
right.
and I hate your ass face.
Okay.
Waiting for Guff death. What?
All right, 45 minutes after the hour, we roll along on the Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Sexy liberal John Fugelsang. Coming up at the top of the hour, and then off to Chicago. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. Let's go to Queen Bee in Tennessee. Hi, Queen Bee.
Hi, y'all. Hello, Sexy Chris.
Hey, Queen Bee.
Last night I watched Ari Melber, who was sitting in for Lawrence O'Donnell.
Right.
And he had a very interesting theory or thought, and it was as long as Cliven Bundy was being un-American, the conservatives were flocking to his defense.
Right.
But then when he became racist, this is when they couldn't get to the exits quick enough.
Right.
And everybody knows that most, not all, but most of the conservatives are racist anyway. So they're running from their own position. And by the way,
I love that who was the last person the outrage machine cranked up over somebody saying there are some racist elements in the base of the Republican Party.
Whoa! But Stephanie, I got to say this. I'm from the South. I'm a hillbilly. I'm proud of that fact, and I do not feel offended when I hear people like that most talented, Jim, you, Chris, anybody, try to do a Southern accent.
Right.
I'm not in the least offended.
Right.
Because I'm not an idiot.
Exactly. We mock Southern idiots.
Yeah.
And by the way, my family's all in the South, too.
And you know what? We mock Norwegian idiots. We mock North Korean idiots. We use all kinds of accents.
New Jersey idiots. Exactly. All right.
Chicago,
thank you,
bag of vipers.
Great.
Bag of glass.
Yeah, so Southerners shouldn't get all butthurt just because we're singling them out. We use other accents, too.
That's tweetable. I'm a Twitter queen now, as you know. By the way, you know who's my inspiration?
Who?
My future husband, Lawrence O'Donnell. Did you see what he tweeted from the hospital? He last word, found the perfect gift to help me fall asleep in the hospital. Thanks, team. And it's on his hospital bed, Bill O'Reilly killing Jesus. A little light reading for you.
Aww.
Get better, Lawrence. I need to tweet him something funny about a naughty nurse or something later. I'm just on a Twitter tear.
Yeah.
Follow me, do it. Okay, Justin in Nebraska, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Justin.
Hey, how's it going today? Good. No, I'm a conservative, certainly not racist. I hate getting pulled in that pool, but I guess it's whatever to play the race card on a political party. But the thing I don't like, the fact that you guys point out Bundy. You know, he's someone that obviously is not very educated, very ignorant. But that's not the central focus here. Obviously what he did was probably pretty poor. But what's really going on right now with the BLM?
Well, wait a minute. How is it not the central focus when he keeps going on radio shows and TV shows and saying the same horrific racist comments?
He's one individual. Let's look at the government. The BLM is currently trying to snatch land right now, currently in Texas, and they've been doing this for years and years. From a guy.
They're not snatching land. That was their land that his cattle was grazing on for free.
I'm not talking about him. I'm saying you guys are focusing on one person. I'm talking about.
Okay, well then why is Hannity focusing on this one person? Why is Fox News? Why is Fox News focusing on this one person?
You can't focus on anything else. Just because you have sound effects, that's the only thing that makes your radio.
Sound effects? He went on every radio and television show in the world, and he was on Fox News every night before that.
Why don't you point out something that's going on in Texas? You don't, guys. You give no light to something that's going on.
Because what's going on in Texas? What's going on in Texas, in your opinion?
Has that been on in the news?
Snatching land from a guy who literally and legally has deeds to the land, and they feel they can go in there and grab it. And that's a sad fact.
I'm going to guess, without Googling it, that what you're saying is not true. But...
Yeah, what's your proof of that?
Yeah. What's my proof?
Yes.
It's going on right now.
What is your proof?
What is my proof?
Yes.
It's all over the news other than
Are we just to take your word for it?
Why don't you listen to Hannity and take some notes on the radio station?
Listen to Hannity, because he obviously...
Yeah, he has the proof.
Right. Because clearly...
What's my proof? You're asking me to prove something that I said?
Oh, boy.
How dare you?
Oh, here, let me just go through the fun facts for this guy of the things that Hannity or his ilk on Fox News has said that is not true about the Cliven Bundy thing. Because, yes, now they're trying to do that. Oh, no, it's about the BLM. It's not about... That guy. That guy's a jerk.
Well, then, yeah, why was Cliven Bundy the focus?
Remember this? On Fox News, Harry Reid and his son have a financial motive to remove Bundy's cows. No.
Computer says no.
No.
But it was on Fox.
Evidence of that at all. Oh, and by the way, the reporter that said that on Fox, Chris, said, we don't really know if it's true.
Yeah.
As we were saying, we just don't remember Walter Cronkite saying that when we were growing up. That's the way it is.
That's the way it is, I think. Or so I'm told.
Some say. The BLM killed cattle, put corpses in a mass grave.
Computer says no.
Evidence of that. Sometimes cattle are killed in a large roundup, but there's no. The sheriff is the only man with arresting power in Clark County.
Oh, that's not true.
No. Federal officers have arresting power where federal land is trespassed and where federal law has otherwise been broken. People should not die over a few cows eating free government grass. That was his friend Sean Hannity. That's true, which is why Bundy and his militia members should not have chosen to point guns at federal officials.
Yeah.
And escalate the situation. Bundy's daughter said, how could a cow possibly eat $1.1 million of grass? Okay, first of all, it's a per animal, per month fee. It adds up over 20 years, and furthermore, his liability is much for fines. If you don't pay any, tax or whatever for 20 years, part of what you're paying is a fine, obviously.
His daughter
But what about Texas?
His daughter sounds more stupid than he is.
Perhaps. Bundy, to be a fly on the wall at their family dinners, huh? Bundy has rights to the land because his ancestors worked the land prior to the formation of BLM.
No.
Computer says no.
The parcel that Bundy is trespassing has been owned by the U.S. government ever since it was purchased and/or won from Mexico or Spain. So that's kind of wild. Yeah. Hannity also said this is all predicated on a tortoise that's not even endangered.
What?
Noted biologist Sean Hannity. That would be a question for biologists and scientists, not Sean Hannity. Grazing more cattle on federal land will keep beef prices down, Sean Hannity said. If the government wants to centrally control the market for beef, it is a policy decision to be made by Congress and the Department of Agriculture, not by Sean Hannity. And then Sean engaged in whataboutism. We have rapists, pedophiles, and murderers. Why is the government not focusing on this piece of land?
What?
They are focused on rapists and murders and pedophiles.
What about the other bad things that happen?
As well as this. They have more than one employee. They can focus on more than one thing.
Somebody on Fox said, if you owed money, would you like it if the government came to your house and pointed guns at you, at your wife and family?
It's not his house.
Right, and the other thing is they didn't point guns at them. They just came to do their job, and then Bundy was the one that had armed supporters there pointing guns at
them.
Okay. Right.
So they brought the guns to defend themselves.
Right.
Against Al Bundy.
I love this one. Bundy, Dana Loesch, your friend. Bundy has already paid fees to Nevada County. I see. Dana Loesch says it's okay to just ignore federal taxes as long as you paid your state and county taxes. Try that one out. And then she said, I don't know what sense this makes at all, if the cattle were illegal immigrants, the Justice Department would be running guns to them and Homeland Security would be giving them free phones.
She is stupid.
Wow. Right.
Good Lord.
So that happened. John Fugel saying next on the Stephanie Miller Show.